Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game from Scratch, and we have another humble bundle of interest to game developers. And I know some of you are absolutely going to love this one. You always love the art packs, and that's exactly what this one is all about. This is the GameDev Map and Level Creator Bundle. Sounds a little bit misleading because it's got nothing to do with software. This is all about the art side of level creation, but a lot of these things are tile set packs for creating either platformer or RPG style of games. So without further ado, let us jump in. Now the way this works is I always buy the bundle, let you know what you're going to get. This time is no exception. The bundles are organized into tiers. You buy a higher dollar value tier, you get all of the tiers below it. You decide how your money is allocated between charity, between the publisher, between Humble, and if you so choose, and thanks so much if you do, to support Game from Scratch. Now let's go take a look at this bundle. Now at the first tier, the $1.30 tier Canadian, also known as $1 US, you get the Egyptian tile set. You get the World Map Pixel Art tile set. You get the Super Pixel Dungeon Pack, the Fantasy Map, the Night City Game Level Kit, the Tropical Island 2D Game tile set, the Desert tile set, and the Fantasy Village tile set. That is a lot at a $1 tier. Any of them that you're interested in learning a little bit more about, you can basically drill down and find out what is actually included. The nice thing is you generally are going to get the PSD files. That's the raw Photoshop document files. So you should be able to modify or extend or tweak the art style. You can change the coloring and so on. You'll have layering kind of graphics in there. So you should be able to take this and evolve it to your own use. In this case, you get PNGs of tile set, objects, terrain, background, etc. Sprite sheets for each tile set with your pick of two metadata formats, PNG or JSON text. Pixel edit file containing the original tile set theme and example images, and 3 beautiful 1920 by 1080 wallpapers to adorn your desktop. So you can see any one of these, if you want to learn a little bit more about it, basically you can drill down and find out exactly how many things are in that set and so on. All right, so that is the $1 tier. As I said, quite a bit there. Now the next one is a pretty big jump. We're looking at $20 Canadian. I'm guessing that's probably $15 US. Here we get the Game Level Map Set Kit. We get the Fantasy Game Pixel Art Tile Set, the House Interiors Tile Set Pack, the City Street Tile Set Pack, the Weira Worry Great Game Level Map Builder. Not 100% certain what that one is. So map builder dedicated to game creators. Build your very own game background with a few clicks in Photoshop. Very suitable with so many game categories. So on. Okay, so that's kind of cool. It's more of a kit for Photoshop for building your own games. The Misty Forest Ground Tile Set. The 595 Medieval, depends if you say that wrong or not. 2D Game Asset Pack. The Platformer Game Tile Set 3. The Simple RPG Tile Set. The Platformer Game Tile Set number 1, and the Super Pixel Ice Cavern Tile Set. And then we get to the final tier, which is $32.66 Canadian. I'm guessing that means $25 USD. And here we get, and I'm going to need to hold my breath before this one, you get the Cartoon Platformer Tile Set Pack, the Mega Factory Scene Creation Pack, the Pixel Art Tile Set Collection, the Game Level Map 9 Different Worlds, the Underwater Tile Set, the Isometric Forest, the Wolf Song Tile Set, which actually look really cool by the way, the Top-Down Tile Set Interior, 16 Vertical Game Backgrounds, 2D isometric starter style kit, the dungeon top-down tile set, the map level game pack side-scrolling, the top-down tile set forest, the mega castle and dungeon pack, the game level map creator for water levels. Again, it seems to be another kit-focused art pack there. The landscape constructor, 150 PNG items, 5 VPS, 5 JPEG. Landscape constructor set, the wood level map creator, and the Green Greens Forest platformer tile set. So it's actually with a couple of these things being asset packs. I kind of got to take back what I said earlier about this not really being map oriented, because actually some of these things very much are. So that is the asset pack. Everything here is from GameDev Market. They have been featured in some previous bundles. A couple of these may have been in prior bundles, but most of these are actually looking pretty new to me. Just to be sure to check, if you're a digital hoarder like myself, check your purchase history. Make sure that the asset you are most interested in isn't already in your library. Speaking of your library, let's go take a look at what you get. So as I mentioned off the hop, I always buy these things, and this is no exception. The next thing we're going to look at is the end user license agreement. That is always important. And with GameDev Market, it's normally pretty friendly for your game, but we'll get to that in just a second. In this case, you're going to see you're getting all of the asset packs in download format. They're all generally zip files, anywhere from like 1 megabyte or even 50 kilobytes kind of thing, up to a few hundred megabytes for the pack. So the medieval pack is 600 650. A lot of these are 10, 20. And that's the nice thing about pixel art. The cool thing is with Humble, you can store all your stuff on their servers, and at any particular time, if you want, you can download it like so. And you're going to find their servers are reasonably quick. So you can grab things at any time. I'm going to go ahead. This is the medieval pack, the 695 megabytes, to give you an idea of what you get in these packs. Let's just go into big icon mode. All right, so you see here, you're getting 2D graphics, 1 large, 2 medium, 3 small, 4 tiny, the RPG Maker MV format and RPG Maker VX Ace format. So if you're working in those formats, you're going to enjoy the fact that they've got tilesets already created to work in those. You're getting the raw source files in the PSD format. I'll open one of those up in Infinity Photo. I do not have Photoshop installed. I'm not a big Adobe fan. Here you see you're getting the raw images. So you can actually break these down. So they're broken down into a number of different layers and so on. You can tweak these things to your heart's content. So you're getting the raw asset. So if you want to evolve it out, you can do so easily enough. You're also getting a number of PNG files, etc. So that is an example of one of the packs. This is one of the largest packs, and that is in RPG Maker format. And then we've got it in various different sizes. So here, 2D graphics large. Here you can see they're rendered out in pretty big forms. Let's go ahead and open one of these up. So here is a large house. So you're getting all the tile sets in multiple different formats, ready to go in your game of choice. Everything here is generally tileable. That means that it'll fit together with other tiles, nice seamless edges on it, and so on. So that is the pack as we were looking at. Now, as I mentioned earlier on, by the way, you can download as many times as you want off Humble. You don't need to store all these things locally, so you can grab them as you need them. The license is, of course, always critical to these kind of things. And this one it's normally pretty straightforward. Unless anything changed out of this one, you can use it in your own games of choice. I will link this, so if you want to go through it yourself, you can. The key thing here is generally you just can't resell them as your own assets. You have to use them as a derived work, not as an asset. So you basically can't resell these assets. Another limitation generally means, since they're commercial assets and you can't redistribute them as assets, you can't use these in an open source project where you distribute the assets. So that's pretty straightforward and normal for commercial assets, but that's probably the one scenario that people will run into. So you can't resell these as assets to other people, but you can use them in your own commercial games or in videos of your own games and so on. I do believe one of the catches on this license used to be it had only a single use. The last I saw, it's updated, so it's got you can have multiple uses of the assets. So do take a look through here, make sure that it is relevant to you. But generally, the GameDev market license plates have been pretty agreeable for most people. Just again, if you're working mostly in an open source setting, you can't redistribute the assets as assets. You can redistribute them in a compiled binary or whatever, but you just can't leave them in raw asset form, where someone could, without a license, take them, use them in their own game, blah, 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 blah. So that is pretty much the general limitation, and obviously you can't resell them as assets. So you can't, re-upload these to the Unity marketplace or whatever and try to sell them as assets. But you can use them in your own commercial games, and generally you can use them multiple times. So that is it. That is the GameDev Map and Level Creator Bundle, a bunch of game graphics, some game graphics kits out there. Let me know what you think of this one in the comments down below, and I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.